Hello and welcome back to Rodents of Unusual Size. I missed the previous upload because I was working on this room. Finally spent some time doing this. I spent about 4 hours on it and I still have not solved it. I've come to the conclusion that this room is terrible. Not, it's a neat idea, but actually getting it to work it just seems like trial and error of the same things over and over, and it just never quite works. But I don't think there are any other tricks that I could use that would make it work. So back to that in a moment. The other room, I guess, under consideration is this one here. The other one I said I'd work on. And this one is relatively simple. So let's switch over to GIMP here. And hide that. Alright, so looking at this, I realized that you don't have to hit the pressure plates in any particular order. As long as you have a stable loop that's just going to happen over and over again, then it's fine to hit the pressure plates in any order at all. So this is going to be a matter of killing the golem here and here. Those will be relatively easy. This will be a bit tricky because I'll have to get around the golems, but once I've got these extra obstacles, it should be fine. This one, I think, is impossible to get a golem into this position just using the golem obstacles. So in order to get this, we're going to have to coordinate the golem with the lemming. Lemming's going to come down this way. We can get the golem trapped on it for a turn, giving us time to turn our sword, and that should make everything work. So, I don't know, I only spent like 5 minutes on this, and this is what I came up with, and it seems like the kind of thing I tried, but maybe I didn't try getting the lemming involved last time. So we're going to try that, and hopefully everything will be good. While I'm here, I guess I might as well just talk about this. So what I ended up doing was... this is... Right, this is a different attempt. This is why it looks relatively empty. This was me trying to go backwards, which wasn't working so well either. But basically I had a system where I would put in these black dots for spaces that had to be clear because the lemming was moving on them. Let's see, where does this sequence start? I guess it starts from here. So lemming goes here, hits an obstacle, hits an obstacle, and goes around like this. And goes up there and like that. So yeah, I was trying to get the final, going at it backwards. Approaching it from the front, I was usually starting here, going this way, and doing a bunch of stuff. It is actually not only possible, but actually fairly easy to get the lemming to make 3 different passes across one of these pressure plates, which is what is needed for this room. You need 1, 2, 3, 4. In this order, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the challenge solution. And yeah, so the trick here is because of the lemming rotation is different, it is possible to have a sequence where they... you know what, actually, we'll come back to this. I'll do the other room first. We'll come back to this, and I guess I'll do one more attempt on camera just so you can kind of see what I've been doing for the past 4 hours. But yeah, it hasn't been particularly fun. Alright, so make sure that my recording is doing fine. Switching between everything. So we're back here. Alright. So if I do this and this, that gets you stuck. Oh right, that's this one, okay. So I wanted you here because the lemming's going to be hitting you and going off here. So I guess if I do this, that gives me the minimum amount of time in this row, which doesn't really matter because you're just going to keep coming anyway. So then I guess I want to get you stuck on here. And you're still stuck here. Excellent. So what was next? Going up here, here, down here, hitting an obstacle here. Okay, going up, hitting here, here. This is where we want. Because then you're going to come down here and across and up, and then we need here. No, not Not there, because then you're going to do... Would that work? No, 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 that wouldn't work. Okay. That's right, so... The third one... You have to come across and hit this. Well, you're hitting this, and then you're hitting this. If you hit this, and did... Oh no, that's why that wouldn't work, because then you'd be stuck in this loop forever. Okay, you got... No, you go here. So anyway, you are going here, right above the... right here. Okay. Good. Been very controlled so far. So the hard ones now are going to be... Well, this one we're going to do last, because we have to get access to the lemming first. Critically, we cannot destroy this wall, because this is part of our solution. I mean, I guess we could destroy this wall if we destroyed all three of them, and then killed a golem here instead of here. So I think that's really the same. Either way, let's go... Well, I was going to do something like that, but that's a little bit awkward. I guess... Okay, so if I'm running through here and I do that, I get you stuck like that. You're stuck, and you're trivial to get into position at this point. So again, we're going to go for that position. White square there. Good. Release the lemming. So up, down, around, up, just making sure that my path seems to be working. Everything... No! That's a problem. It's on the... This is the square where it turns. You want to be on that. It's fine. This is not terribly difficult to do at this point. Okay. Up and around. Good, okay. So now we just need this one. Again, I'm pretty sure I need the lemming's assistance. Get you stuck. In fact, let's get you stuck there. Because then I can get you stuck on here. Lemming's going to move after. So... if Golem moves first, I need... Let's see, if they're lined up, it's not going to work. Is this going to work if I have you... one ahead like that? It's not going to work because the golem was on the wrong side. Okay, but then we can just do it like this. And get all the distance we need that way. Okay, and that should do it. And then we're just gonna have to wait a while. Get into position. Next is there and there. Okay, well. So the trick here was not trying to do the plates in order. I guess I could just bump against this, and I'll get through eventually. So the challenge is to step two squares to the west of that checkpoint. I'm gonna see... No, did not work. Okay, so the scroll has a typo on it, as I suspected. Although I haven't cleared the room yet. So... You know what? Let's just... This is a little bit obnoxious, but let's test the scripting here. Oh, well, this will be relatively fast. Oh, wait. I did it wrong. One more time. The order of these is all messed up anyway. Like, these four and these four are in different orders. Okay. So now we did do the challenge, right? Step at 2-6, that's 2-6. Okay, well, that's been confirmed. At least this worked. So we had one good solution. That's good. That's going to be the bottom one, isn't it? And we have to go around again. It's going to be the middle. There we go. Loop Master. Alright, so that's one room down. Relatively easy as soon as I realized that I could use the lemming on the to delay the golem. That was really the trick that I was missing here. This room, I don't think there's a trick that I'm missing. So we have a challenge here. Step at 1029. The challenge involves getting to here, killing the lemming in this area, with the mirror also in this area, and then we can just go through like that. So I was trying to think, why is the challenge any different than secret access, which is what this is down here? Because secret access you also have to get through here, but you don't need the mirror necessarily. So how would the mirror actually help? And I guess what it is that you park the mirror either here or here, and then your lemming only has to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 or 6, not both 5 and 6, in order to get through. So it makes it a little bit easier at the very end. I haven't had a solution that would even do that. So back to GIMP, and let's show what this process looks like. Going to be quiet again, because that's just how it works. Okay, we're going to delete the path and start over. Okay, good. Seems to be working. So I calculated that if I start with the lemming here, this is the start of the first pass, I can be standing here with my sword blocking this. It'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the rotations. I need to get through this door, which is what corresponds to this. I'm here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's now standing on there, I can get in. Okay, what is... Oh, that releases the lemming, right? Oh. Oh, hold on. I think I just misinterpreted everything. What does this do? Yeah. Never mind. The lemming has to start from here. Well, that makes this even worse. Okay. So that doesn't really change what I was doing. It just makes the whole process even worse than what I was trying to do. Well, I guess it's good that I caught that. Oh, and I just realized my window was not not recording what I was just saying there, so I'll go through that again. What I was saying is this orb, the cracked orb. Sure, I don't know if my cursor shows up. Man, I'm so bad at recording. Okay, the in GIMP I don't know if my cursor shows up, but that orb that I just marked, this orb opens that door with the lemming, which means I don't actually get to start it here. So in that case, what's going to happen? Well, lemming is going to do that. I then have two choices. Either the lemming comes up through here, or the lemming does this. So this is how the process looks. Hits a barrier, comes back like this. Up here. Now we get a choice. So I did check hints and solutions because, like I said, I spent like 4 hours on this one puzzle. This mirror, according to the architect, can just go in here right off the bat. So you're not using the mirror to rearrange the lemming's path. I mean, there's probably a solution that does that, where it gets stuck on the mirror and then it goes around, and because it goes around, it pushes the mirror and then it ends up with the mirror in here. That sounds terrible. The architect has confirmed that that is not necessary, so I'm not going to consider it, because that just makes things even more complicated. All right, well, if we're starting from here, I guess we'll just do the obvious thing, the thing that always fails, but what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going across this way. We've hit the pressure plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm hoping the mouse showed up, because otherwise it's going to be silly, but I think I've talked about this in game before. If we just do all the obvious stuff, I know that these marks show up, so that'll be fine. The lemming has a path that goes something like this. Now at this point it gets a little bit tricky. So I found that if you want to be able to use each of these pressure plates has to be used 3 times, the central 4. Putting a barrier right up next to it is not good. So it makes it, because then there's only 3 possibilities. If let's back up. Okay, so if we have oh, that was going to happen eventually. Okay, so if we have a barrier here, we're going 1. 1 is like this. That means that 2 is going to end up on the same route as 1. So it's not possible. So if 2, we can come down, that's fine, but we can't go up because we've already got this going up off of that pressure plate. So we have to do at least 1 more there. And another option, we could do that, and then we'd reverse back, but again, that's the same problem because then we're going 1, and going back right away, which eliminates that, which means we have to go 2 and 3 up and down to get through it. So I don't like that either. So I'm going to go up at least 1. And we're going to go across. And we're going to do this. So now, unfortunately, now that I've realized that the lemming has to start here, this actually makes this a lot harder because part of what I was doing was I was just going down and restarting to get my second loop, which I can't do, apparently. So for the same reason as before, I don't want to put a brown dot there. So we're going to put it down here. And then we're going to go through. This is not going to solve the room because I've done this exact sequence of moves before without this extra complication. But it'll at least demonstrate sort of how this process works. So we've gone up from here. Let's just go up. Let's just go up around here. Mirror won't be there. That's fine. We can do something like this. So if I do something like that, I can get this to go around. That's 2. Having this so close is also a problem. And I don't like having it in this row, because this is going to make it really hard to come down. In fact, it's going to make it impossible to set up to get across this plate going south. So instead of what we did here, we're going to go 1 more. Like that. So that's our second crossing here. This is usually where it fails, is the 3rd crossing on this plate. That's not good. I guess we'll go out here. This is really bad. Too close to that plate, it's going to cause us a problem later. Okay, so this is our second time going up. Go up, I guess we can keep going up here. We have to keep going up. We can do something like that, maybe. So now we're coming across here. We can't come down at this, which means we have a problem. So we can try doing something like this. Okay, dot there, but it doesn't really matter. So now, yeah, as you can see, we're not going to be able to get coming down this way because this is in the way. So we have to erase a whole bunch of stuff. Try this again. Where is this coming from? That is this one. Okay, so we're currently trying to hit this a second time still. The problem, last time I did it. Yeah, because now I have to do that, which is going to make this impossible. Okay, so let's demonstrate some other things that I noticed I could do. So for example, I could do something like that. That would send this straight back here. All right, let's just go to the end. That's going to send you along here, send you up. Oh, I can't use that because I went around. Okay. So this one instead goes across like that. Go down. Okay, well, we're going to go across like that this time. This is a different solution. Now we're coming down. Okay, that's a second crossing there. Now we have to... we don't want that, but we also can't go any further. So we don't have a choice. Unless I did something like... No, that's not going to work. Whoops, let's undo that. I'll delete the whole layer. Deleting the whole layer seems bad. So this coming across here was really bad because it eats up this entire process. So we're going to undo a whole bunch of stuff here. And come through like this. And go at least that far. That lets us get across that. We really don't want to put an obstacle here because we want to be able to bounce off of this and come back in. I don't think I get a choice though. So if I wanted to do that, to demonstrate, I think this area exists to get a side across here. Maybe it's this deep because we're supposed to come across this way and do that. Okay, so let's make that assumption. Let's make that assumption. That's not something I've tried yet in all of the attempts I've made at this. So let's just go all the way out. I hate that Z is the zoom tool. Oh yeah, I did hit that before. Now the problem with this is that it eats up my entire bottom row, which is kind of terrible. I had a couple of solutions that almost worked if this was like one wider. That would have really helped. This is just far too confined of a space. Okay, so part of the problem with this, we've hit that. Now we need to hit this. And we can't turn around anymore. Because if we hit this, then we go down, and if we hit that, then we're just going back this way. So no, that absolutely does not work. Hit the zoom tool again. The problem is X is change brush color, but Z is... well, Z is zoom tool, also undo. If I get the buttons wrong, then it gets confusing. All right. So do I want to go all the way up? I do not. That was what I was trying to change from last time, so I guess we're going to do it this way again. Going all the way across here doesn't feel very good, but do it like that. And then hit there to go up. Hit. This sends us back. The problem with doing this in the same row is that effectively eats up both north and south in that direction, which means that my final pass is going to have to be this turning to the right and going west, which is impossible because of how this is set up, so I already know that this won't work. Like I said, like I've learned a lot about how the system works. It's just that it doesn't actually get me where I need it to. So the other way we can do it, instead of doing the... Oh well, we have to be coming across at this level. The other way to do it is to do something like this, which is terrible because we absolutely cannot put anything here because then we'll never get in here. Push that plate, the end. Could theoretically go across like that. That's our second pass there. We have to get here now, which I mean we can do the same kind of thing. Whoops. Puts us across here. And there's just not enough space here, so I guess we have to do that at this point. But like I said, this is not going to work. Maybe this will get me the secret access, but not the challenge. We've already lost the challenge because we've locked that off, so I have to put the mirror in that position now for this solution. But now we're going to come back. So not going to work. Because we have to hit this next. Maybe we can go up here. If I do that and that, then we're gonna bounce back. This is in a terrible spot. If I bounce onto here, go up. Have I've hit this yet or not? I don't know if that door is going to be open or not. But this is a problem because, well, no, it's fine. So we've gone this way and we bounce there, come back, bounce there. This kind of does what I want because then we hit there, bounce there. That gets us the third pass along there. It's fine. So now we need to get out, which is going to be something like that, which gets us across this before we need to. But the problem is, like, at this point, we have to get to this somehow. And this pass, in order to get on it, we would have to, this being that, just in case it doesn't show up, I'm talking about, we have to get from here to here. And when we do that, let's see, we've already gone down, top to bottom. We've already gone right to left. So we're going to have to do like a left to right kind of thing. Passage on there. Which, I mean, it might still be possible, but as you can see, this is already really full and we're stuck at a point where it's basically not going to work. I guess I'll continue with this for the exercise. So we're currently here. Just go absolutely as far as we can. So we hit this. South. Did we want to not hit that? Does it help if we go south earlier? We can't use this spot at this point because that's just going to send us down. So we can never go in there. Means that if we want to get across, we have to do something like this, which blocks the final thing, so we're never getting through that way now, and then we're just kind of back into the loop. Yep. So we've run out of space. Anyway, that is what the process looks like for solving this, and I've just been doing that over and over for 4 hours, basically. I'm not getting there. I don't think there are any techniques I can do that would, like any ways of maneuvering the lemming that I haven't considered. I think I have considered all of the possible ways to turn a lemming. So all that's left, like I've even considered like using this space. I've considered using this space. Considered that, I've considered that, I've considered that. But I always just run out of space somewhere along the way. I even considered coming in here and like bouncing off and doing that. But no matter what I attempt, it just doesn't work. So anyway, that is that process. So we are not doing this room today. So I have a couple other rooms I can consider. I have put in a request to Hints and Solutions for somebody just to give me the solution, because that is just... It's one of those things that should come with a solution, I think, because it's going to look neat once it's done, but it's the kind of thing that's just... I have to wonder if the architect just happened to get lucky when designing this room and stumbled into a solution that worked, or if they drew the... Actually, what they probably did was they drew the path in advance and then built like the minimum area with like little like additions like this that would just happen to fit their solution that they had already designed. I suspect that's how this room came about, but it's just ridiculous to actually try to figure out a path for that. Anyway, back to here. I was stuck last time. I said the room was easy and then I gave up on it. So what's going on here? We have the bent tail lemming, of course, because if it wasn't, it would just be staring at the wall forever. And the problem here is that we need all 4 of these brains, all 4 pressure plates to lift, in order for the oplic to see the fuse. Seeing the fuse is necessary to close the gate. The gate has to close... well, actually, there's 2 ways that the gate can close. Okay. So the oplic can take a step, and that'll close the gate. Hold on. I'll try something. Wait, are you on a force arrow? You're on a force arrow that he's lifted when this is lit. Okay, never mind. I was thinking I could have you step off, and the web would still actually move, but it would only move once. And then we could not worry about this pressure plate because it's already been cleared. But no, we actually need... We need to have all 4 of these open so that you can see this. So all 4 of them open. You see it. Does it light on the turn that they open? I need to know the very precise turn details here. So the turn that this happens, it lights. It lights on that turn. So the turn that the final plate lifts, we then have to wait 2 more turns. Okay. And then we can step. Okay, so that is actually how I can take advantage of that. Although the oplic's going to move again, the web is going to move again in that time, because I'm going to step. You're going to step. Web is going to step, and then this is going to close. So I don't know that I can rely on that, because again, if I... Oh well. No, it doesn't matter. If I'm counting this precisely, get 1. So right now, nobody has moved. False. The Wubba has moved already. 1, 2, We know, okay, the Wubba hasn't moved. It's... I'm having trouble with this. So currently, let's say the door is closed, the Wubba is here. I do that, the plate lifts at the end of the turn, after the Wubba has moved. So the Wubba is still here, plate is now open. So now, wait one turn, Wubba is here. Wait one turn, Wubba is here. Plate lifts, door closes. Yes, so from here, if I do that, the Wubba will still get that third move. Okay. So that means, again, what I was doing last time is kind of stuck back where I was and it didn't work. So I have a decoy. Decoy can stab a keg. Is that the only thing that the decoy can do? I mean, I can put the decoy on a plate, but that's not going to help because the Wubba's already moved before I've had a chance to put this on the plate and stop the pressure plate from rising. So that's not going to work. And yeah, double placement happens at the beginning of the next turn, not at the end of the current turn. So that means that even if I used, the lemming to eat a powder keg and blow up a single brain, if I step on the potion the turn that the explosion happens, the plate still pops up before I can place the double. So what I've concluded is that the decoy absolutely does not go on a pressure plate, or, sorry, I should say it more specifically. It is not used to prevent a pressure plate from popping up. If it goes on a pressure plate, that's something else. It's not used to prevent a pressure plate from popping up, because the timing does not allow that. Okay, well... right, and the whole problem here was that if I... So the fact that this happens at the end of the turn means if I do this, and then place it here, the plate still hasn't gone, so then I do that, and it's popped up. However, if this is cleared on the same turn, this also pops up, and then I can't step here. I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. I'm gonna try it. So how does this work then with the kegs? I have okay, keg here. So that'll blow up both of those with the lemming. The lemming's not actually going to blow them both up though, so that's what the third keg is for, is to make it so there's a surface that the lemming is going to hit. That's probably the easiest way to set this up. So you're going to do that. I have to do it on this turn, I'm pretty sure. So all four of them raised on the same turn. So wait, what happened there? All four plates raise on the same turn. If I just wait, what happens? Blows up, closes, and Optic steps off. Why does me stepping on here disrupt that? Wait, you're going to... Oh, you're going to close that... Oh, is that what I missed? That's what I missed. You can just do that. Okay. Wait. You still got released. Because this pressure plate rises before this one? Is this pressure plate turn order? So I know that's a thing you can do, but that's pretty terrible if that's what this is. Pretty arcane, I should say. Okay, let's try this again with this pressure plate and see. So what's happening here? I'm stepping off of this pressure plate. Complex stepping off of this pressure plate. But then this one is rising before this one. I suspect, I'm not entirely sure about how pressure plate turn order works, but I think this plate is going to move first because I think it's probably left to right, top to bottom. So this pressure plate will go before any of these, but I might as well try it with all these options now, right? And see if there is in fact a pressure plate. Oh, that's interesting. Now I'm considering turning the oplic. No, let's finish the one task before we start to attempt the next. So if I go here, that's fine. That's not fine. Okay, well, there's one more to go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same result, but... Let's see what happens. Wait, we go on the same turn and then off. Okay. So the next thing to consider then, we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to try to abuse oplic turning. Does this just happen to line up? It looks like it might with this pressure plate. Okay. So we're going to try do that, and then no, because I could do that and get you to turn again. Oh, but holding you in place doesn't help anyway, because I need you to come off of the pressure plate. Okay, no, so that doesn't work. That entire thing I was trying to do does not work. Okay. So I can use this. I could use this if only this pressure plate didn't. Okay, and if I tried that. Oh wait, no, I need to. So you're gonna move. Okay, so that order. Of course, you got an extra move. Okay, what about these plates? Is there a way I can have one of those held down while I'm doing this? Is there a way I can get you to detonate on 2 kegs and not using all of them? Because these are going to pop up at the end of the turn, which means that it's impossible for you to save yourself. Now, let's say... Oops. Let's say I did something like this. You could blow that up. Just blow up the 1. Is there a way I can take advantage of that? Okay. See, the problem with this is I can't actually... well, I could do it this way, I guess. Because that'll still get all of them. But this is just the same problem. Why am I not just going? Because it disrupts this. If I don't kill that, then this fuse doesn't start lighting, so nothing works. But the problem is, again, turn order. If I step here, I can step there and I'm fine. But if I step off, it blows up. Okay, so I can wait. I can wait here. And then... same problem. So there's no reason I can't step on a pressure plate on this turn. That's fine. If I step off, it messes up the step off thing. If I don't step off, this happens. If I step off now, it doesn't work because we go last. And if I step off there, closes too late. And if I do it on the other turn, I step there, and I step off now, it's going to be open. Yeah. Okay, so I've tested every combination of the timings with the pressure plates. Okay. Well, let's look at some other things and see what. Sure. No. That's not sure. That's terrible. Do that. Okay, let's see what happens if we. Do that. This never actually. Okay, well let's do that without stabbing. Okay, it never went up. It never went up. Interesting. Which lets me maybe. It gives me an extra turn to potentially get onto a wall. However, that uses up a keg. It uses up a keg. The problem is I just don't have enough resources. So, what do I have that can kill the brains? I can stab it myself, but because I have to stab a turn after placing the decoy, I'm going to be in the center loop. So if I don't use the decoy, if I just don't use the decoy, what happens? Well, I'm going to be incredibly short because I can't blow up the powder kegs unless I'm using lemming. Something I'm not sure about Whoops, that's fine. What happens if you do this? I die, right? Yes. I was hoping that this would just block the movement and it would just bite the keg, but no. Alright, well, we're still stuck on this one too, apparently. So because of turn order, this doesn't work? The Omplic being faster than the Wubba. I feel like there's something I can do with these. If I was high enough... Okay, that's interesting. I can keep the Omplic in place with this square. Is that relevant? Probably not. But we're gonna try it anyway. Can't get there in time. There's no other brain I can stab from here, right? From here. Unless I get that extra turn. If I get that extra turn, I could stab this. Or this. Now, that extra turn... That extra turn doesn't help me though, does it? I don't think it does. That extra turn being you get the lemming on a pressure plate by blowing up the brain the turn before. Or at the start of the turn with the decoy. Okay, well let's say we did that. We could keep the lemming in place for a few turns by getting it to spin. I mean, it'll go out eventually. Okay, we can use the decoy's sword as a thing that a keg gets pushed into to blow up. Problem with that I'm trying to think of how I can use the decoy other than just stabbing. I could put the decoy here and it would attract the Omplic. I'm not going to kill the brains fast enough this way, though. Because now... And if I was already out here... Well, I wouldn't even need to do that, because I could just... get you off that way. Yeah, I'm putting a decoy here is never going to help. Putting a decoy here. Now I'm just trying dumb things. obviously traps the Omplic, but it's also going to be way too slow. No, the problem is I'm stuck on this. Like, I can do that. So just to be... whoops. So just to be clear... The Omplic lights it to turn everything is up. Okay, so I don't get to stab or do anything weird. It's not going to make a difference, but I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Which lets me... Whoops. No, it doesn't let me do that. What am I doing? Lets me do this. Same thing. I'm not sure what I'm overlooking here. Let's see. So that decoy position. Yeah, the only thing that closes this, so I'm making sure my assumptions are right here, right? I have to open all 4 doors. Opening all 4 doors in the same turn, because that's the only way that this is going to stop the Wubba from locking me in. Once I've done that, we get an extra stepping off here. So why do both of these close this? This has to be relevant somehow, right? Oh, it's because the bomb blows up that hex, or that square. It's like, why is this lit up? Does it remove the force arrow? No, it's the bomb explosion. So this has to be... Does it have to be relevant somehow? The fact that you step off also toggles this. Like, it feels like that should get me an extra move somehow. I mean, it's kind of just the same thing I've been doing, but another way to approach what I've been doing... Well, I already did this in this episode, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Because this is the approach where we do this. Everything blows up. If I step onto here now, I think I'm okay. It's just that... I can't step off on this turn. Problem is I'm standing on a pressure plate that's going to go up after everything else goes up. So there's no way I can actually time that. Like, that's what the problem is. Is it doesn't matter when I time this. These pressure plates both go off. Well, I tested every combination with this. Did I test if this one comes? It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Yeah, it comes again. It happens first. the lemming used in this solution somehow? I'm hardly using the lemming at all. The lemming just exists to blow up a powder keg. I don't know. I need to stop. So I guess maybe I'll look at this one, or maybe it's time to look up hints for this room as well. This one I haven't solved. I haven't looked at. Maybe I'll give this one another go next time. I don't know. See you then, I guess.